G'day all! Got a little cracker today. The Suhr Reactive Load IR box. So if you're not familiar with these, you basically have the ability to plug in your tube amp, 8 ohms, directly into this nifty little box. It cops the load, that's what she said, and yeah, it's got built-in impulse responses that you can use for a variety of situations. For me, I'm using it plugged directly into my audio interface and then, you know, like doing some home recordings without having to mic cabinets because I'm not the best at it. And I think this sounds better anyway. Other potential scenarios might be, you know, you could be on stage, you can plug this into front of house, and through the PA speakers you got, you know, IR cabinets loaded up, and then you can also plug it into a through, and that goes to your stage cabinet. That's why on the back it's got one port that has the IR signal, and then one that's unfiltered, and yeah, also a through to a speaker, and that's your input for your tube amp. So you might want to use the unfiltered, you know, to go into your computer via audio interface and then use your own IRs on your computer if you want, like with the Amplitube or something like that. So one has a choice. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. I was going to get a 2 Notes Captor X, but I don't want to use Microsoft Windows. I don't want to use a Mac. I'm a pure Linux guy, mostly open source. Well, I prefer open source software basically, but I do use Android on my mobile phone. I've got a tablet lying around with Android. So I thought, oh, no worries, I'll get the Captor X, and you know, I can just load up the software on the Android tablet or my phone. You know, because I know there's a lot of tweaking that you can do with the software, and to load up custom IRs, you need the software, the app for 2 Notes. But the Android version, it doesn't even give you the ability to load up custom IRs in there. You need to get the Windows app or the Mac app for that. So, fuck that. This one, it's all built in. You turn a dial and then you're good to go. Plus, you can access this as a storage device on your PC and load up custom IRs into this. You got 4 banks of 4. And we'll get into that, but I've bought a pack from OwnHammer, the Messer pack, and I've tried a couple and it's great. Alright, let's plug this thing in. Give it a whirl. So, Marshall JVM. Got to remember to switch it to 8 ohms. I've been using it at 16 ohms on the reactive load box, but it should be okay with the tube amp. Maybe not solid states, that might blow it, but yeah. Important note. When you're plugging this thing in, and it's not mentioned in the manual, no one mentions it in video reviews. I found one forum post with someone mentioning it, and it was confirmed by the Suhr guys. When you plug in the back to your audio interface, you need to use a balanced TRS cable. Because if you use the normal guitar or a speaker cable, there'll be some audible white noise in the background. It's fucking annoying. It'll be on your guitar tracks. So if you use a TRS cable, which I'm waiting to receive, then you won't get that white noise annoyance. But I have to plug in with a guitar cord for now, but that fixes the problem. And also make sure when you plug your TRS cable into the audio interface, like with a Scarlett for example, make sure you've got it set to line level, not instrument, line level. So you push the instrument button again to disable instrument. Just want to note also that a lot of internet talk says that this is rubbish because the IRs are only like 20.5 milliseconds or something, and a lot of other IRs, you know, they're done at like 200 milliseconds. But I'll link you Peter Thorn's video in the description below, because what I gather from his testing, because he tests tonal differences between IRs when he cranks it up to like 200 and above milliseconds, and then right down to almost nothing. And there isn't really an audible difference to IRs when you go up to 200 and beyond, but when you come down way below the 20 point whatever, like well below 10 milliseconds, that's when noticeable tonal differences start happening. So if you load custom IRs into this, even if they're like 200 milliseconds, it'll automatically trunicate it down to like its required 20 point whatever milliseconds. 20.5, yeah. With some IRs, when it trunicates it down, from what I've heard, it can have some weird artifacts with certain IRs and doesn't sound right. I'll also link a tutorial in the description below on how you can modify those IRs and get them to be fully compatible. But I haven't had a problem. I've tried some OwnHammer ones and it sounds the way it should, so no issues on my end yet. But you can load them into Audacity and make some adjustments to it, and that apparently fixes that issue. So it'll be in the description below. So 1-1 was Suhr G12 Greenback 4x12 balance SM57. Got some volume. Next one, 1-2, is also greenbacks. High gain, a 1-2-1 ribbon mic with 57. Does that sound different? If you've got it plugged into your USB port, it won't change the cabinets, which is... I stuffed up another video doing that. I forgot to unplug it. So if you have that issue, unplug it from the USB port, otherwise it won't change cabinets. One and two sound pretty good, especially 1.2. 1.3 is still greenbacks, Fat Celestian SM57. That was alright, yeah. 1.4. I admit I don't like most of these IRs. Bank 1 and 2 for me is usable, but 3 and 4 not so much for high gain stuff. That's probably more for breakup bluesy sort of cleany tones. 2-1, so these are now V30s, SM57 balanced Celestian 4x12. I prefer 2.2, I think. Still V30s, but a 1-2-1 and a 57 mic. So these are all V30s. Bit of solo. not it. Yeah, so banks 3 and 4. Yeah. I might as well go through the whole lot. We're almost there. Four, one. The last one I deleted and put a OwnHammer Mesa impulse response in there. I only got one in there at the moment. Yeah, so that OwnHammer one's alright, but I'm sure there's plenty more good ones. two too. V30s. Rusty. There you go, man. Sounds alright. But like I said, most of the IRs on here I'm not too fond of. I'm going to delete most of it. I might keep 2 or 3 and delete the rest and put the OwnHammer IRs on there. Yeah. Forgot to mention there's also like a signal boost on there. If your amp isn't very, I don't know, loud. It'll probably clip out, but anyway. And you've got a high cut filter switch. So when it's off, just cut some of that high end off. You know, some IRs have a lot of high end fizz, and you might want to cut some of the highs out of particular IRs. So it's handy, it's there, you can use it if you want. Obviously you can plug in headphones on here and just silently record or just play along. Auxiliary in, so you can plug your phone into it to play music and jam along to with headphones if you want. Yeah, man, that's about it. It's very Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't forget, like I mentioned at the start of the video, you've got to use a TRS balanced cable to plug into your audio interface, otherwise you'll get some white noise. Which is strange because it says at the back for the IR section unbalanced. So I thought, oh, well, it doesn't make sense to plug a balanced cable in there then, it's not going to do anything. But no, it's confirmed from the Suhr guys and another tech that I come across. Yeah, it does take away that white noise. So you plug that balanced TRS cable into the unbalanced IR jack port into your audio interface. Well, what can I say, man? I fucking love this thing. Okay, I'm going to include a quick video comparing a short demo from my very average cab miking, and then play the same demo with Amplitube amp sims and IRs, and then the same demo again with using the Suhr Reactive load IR impulse responses. Well, one of them anyway, and there's so many to choose from, and also an infinity to get from the internet and load it up and try those. So one of many that you can try. Tell me which one you like the best out of the 3.
just quickly show you what happens when you plug the Suhr into your computer via USB. Comes up with a removable drive. On mine it just says 4.2 megabyte volume. On Windows it might say the word Suhr. So this is the banks. Hang on, just organise it by name. Yeah, so you got 4 banks of 4 presets. So, you know, bank 1, and then you got cabinet 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 banks, and times 4 cabinets. So, 16. So if you're on preset 1, 1, that's the IR. If you don't like it, you can delete it, and just copy and paste, you know, another IR into there, like an OwnHammer 1 or whatever you got. Then when you load up bank 1, 1, it will load up the new IR. Although you do have to first, you know, after you copy and paste what you want over, you gotta, you know, remove the drive, you know, unmount or eject or whatever. And then unplug the Suhr for at least 3 seconds, then plug it back in again. Then it'll be hunky-dory after that. Americans, the fuck's hunky-dory? But how easy is that? No fiddling about with bloody software. I don't want a million tweaks and crap. I just want to load it up and turn the dial and the IR is loaded up. Simple. Efficient.
Now, some of the more expensive brands, you can't even load custom IRs into it. I know you came with the Torpedo Captor X, but the more expensive one, was it the OX? Probably about 3 times the price. 2 or 3 times the price of this, and you can't even load custom IRs in there. So hey, pretty good for the money that you're spending on this. I think I paid about $1,100 Australian. What's that, about $700 US, something like that. So hey, it's built well, works freaking great. Well, I guess that's it for this video. Comments. You bastards don't comment on my videos hardly. Only 1 or 2 people. Give me some fucking comments, you bastards. Tell me how good looking I am or something. Yeah, that'll make me happy. No. I already know I'm fucking good looking, fucking motherfucker. No. Fantasyland. Hey, my amp hasn't blown up yet. It's working great. I love this thing, man. Well done, Suhr. It's called Suhr, but it's not shit.